I started my Christian radio show. And I started on 1360 a.m. and later on I switched over to 1010 a.m. and 1280 a.m. where I am now. I'm on every morning at 7 and 7:30, and I'm on in the afternoons on 1010 a.m. at 5:30. Well, when I first started in 2002, I made up this ministry called Set Free Saturdays. And people would call in and give me their name and address, and I'd go out to their home and pray for them. One guy called in and asked me to go out and pray for him. He lived clear out in Apache Junction. Apache Junction West. He lived in a mobile home that was in very poor condition. He was on Social Security disability, and he had bipolar. He lived alone. His house was a mess. He had no money. He stayed in the mobile home. It was a single wide, broken down. I went out there and did my clinical interview, and after I was done, I realized, yeah, the guy was mentally ill. He had bipolar, and at that time, I didn't know what to do because I had treated these patients before and helped them a little bit, but never cured them. So I just decided to step out in faith that day, and I stood up and asked him if I could pray for him. He said yes, and I put my hands on his head like a crown on both sides of his head. I can't remember what I prayed, but the man's body began to shake, and his head was vibrating in my hands. I didn't know what was going on. I continued praying, and then suddenly there was a little jerk. He jerked a little and went limp. And I stepped back, a little confused. I didn't know what had happened. I sat back down. I was looking at him, and even his face kind of changed. It became softer. There was less stress in his eyes. And I said to him, what happened to you? What were you doing? He said, I felt something leave my head. It just lifted out of my head. That's how he described it. And right there, that seed got planted in my heart. Wait a minute. Bipolar is caused by a spirit. I contacted the guy several days later. All of his symptoms were gone. He was still healed.
That's pretty cool. Well, I've been to your ministry a few times when you're near the VA. I seen some unique stuff, to say the least, lack of better words. How long was it? Were you able to get to that place and have the, lack of better words, the ministry staff that you got right now?
Oh, well, what happened was after I decided to go into the ministry full time, I turned my old counseling practice on 11th Street into a healing center. So I used that for my counseling center, and then I made a small sanctuary that I got about 45 or 50 chairs in it. I kind of bifurcated the building. I owned the building. And so I started holding services there, and people started to come, and as they started to get healed and delivered, the crowd started to pick up, and so I started to add people onto my ministry staff. And in the beginning, I had 2 people that stayed with me for a couple of years, and then I added another one like that, off and on. It was kind of up and down for a little while, and now I think we've got 12 on the ministry team now. But most of the people on the ministry team, in fact, all of them, they'd already gone through deliverance first. They'd already gotten healed, and they had a desire to help others. So I put them on my ministry team, and then they kind of go through a training program so that they can learn to minister to others. It just kind of grew into it.
All right. Well, my final thing is for those who are interested, whether either in the Phoenix area, Arizona, or nationally, or however, is there any way we could get a hold of you? And is there any final words you want to say?
Yes, a couple things. Number one, you are not sick, and that is not you. That is a spirit doing it, and the condemnation and guilt and shame you feel is not yours. It's being given to you by a spirit. If you are mentally or emotionally ill, you can be cured. I've seen it with my own eyes. HardcoreChristianity.com is the website. Mike@HardcoreChristianity.com. You can send me an email. I will send you a list of things that will help you. 602-636-5800 if you would like to come in for a counseling appointment. If you are a born-again Christian, there's no charge. The appointment is free. The counseling is free. 602-636-5800. If you have a mental illness, the most common ones are depression and anxiety disorders. Depression is the #1 illness in the United States, way beyond cancer and heart disease. I have seen people with clinical depression healed instantly right in front of my eyes, dozens of them. There is hope for you. God loves you. The negative thoughts you had about God in your mind, they are not yours. They come from a spirit, and the spirits are lying. 602-636-5800. And I thank you for your time, and I appreciate you having me as a guest today. Thank you.
Thank you, and have a great day. God bless, and hopefully talk to you soon.